Hey everybody, how y'all doing? It is Tuesday, and I was gonna wait till next week to put this out and have it included in with our reseller chat, but I don't want to wait that long to talk about this topic because it'll already be a week after. We're going to talk about POSHFEST today. No, I did not go, but we're going to talk about the changes and updates that are coming down the pike. I have watched a couple of videos. I have an inkling and an idea, even though I didn't go, as to what is coming down the pike. Plus, I'm going to share a link with you guys. We're going to kind of go through. I will do a screen share and kind of show you guys so that you can also go on here and kind of get a feel for yourself if you have not already been to POSHFEST or have not already watched the videos. If you're new here to this channel, I am Loving Life Freely. I am a full-time reseller on eBay, mainly Poshmark and Mercari. And we do myriad of different things on here on this channel, and one is to talk about things like this. POSHFEST is either an elephant, in my opinion, it's kind of the elephant in the room. Some people actually absolutely love POSHFEST. They spend a lot of money traveling, doing hotels, flights, foods, paying for the ticket for a few days. Some people go a day before, some people stay a day after. And there are other people who absolutely have no interest whatsoever in POSHFEST. Don't really care what's going on. They just want to resell on the app and pray that Poshmark actually does things to benefit them through the app as a reseller. I'm not sure which one you are, but we're going to talk about all aspects of that today here on this video. I'm neither here nor there. I do have opinions about what's coming out or what isn't coming out. We're going to talk about that, but first I'm going to share with you the updates and changes that are coming down the pike. And so if that is of interest to you, feel free to subscribe if you like the type of content between unboxings, solds, types of, things like this about, different platforms, updates, all kinds of things. That's what we do on here. So if that is an interest to you and you like the videos that have been coming out, please do give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to take a minute to subscribe. It is completely free of charge. Let's dive into POSHFEST 2023. Stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so to be honest with you, no, I would not go to POSHFEST. I don't think that will change anytime soon, to be honest. Normally, the locations that they have POSHFEST, I would have to fly. And in order for me to drive, it would take several days for that occurrence to happen. And honestly, it's not worth me outputting the money for it. I shared with another gal who did a video on POSHFEST. I honestly, in my opinion, and if you love POSHFEST, this is, again, my opinion, okay? I do think that things like POSHFEST aren't so much about sharing with people the changes that are going on with the app, because you can do that online like they did. I honestly think that POSHFEST is mainly a community party. The reason why I say that is there are some people who are not sellers on Poshmark, but are sellers on other platforms, and they have community with other people who sell on that other platform. They get together once a year and talk about being resellers, period, no matter what platform it is. They connect and they commune with other people who source and who sell on eBay. I have actually thought about doing something like that because I really do enjoy a lot of the people who do sell on eBay. I love the community of the people who sell on eBay. I follow quite a few people who sell on eBay, and they do very well on eBay. Even without all of what's going on with Poshmark, eBay is a very straight and simple platform to sell on. Many people are very nervous about selling on eBay. To be honest with you guys, I'd rather sell on eBay right now than Poshmark. And that's hard for me to say because my first platform starting out was Poshmark. But these activities that they do for eBay are more of a party and interacting with other sellers. They do have some speakers that talk about what they do on eBay and stuff like that and all that. And then, of course, eBay does their thing. They just recently had their, one day, eBay Fest thing. That was just like a one-day thing. But it's basically kind of a party where you talk to other people, have food, you celebrate. And POSHFEST is the same thing. You're basically paying money out of your pocket to go and do like a party celebration. And honestly, I say that because everything that they're doing and changing on Poshmark is all online also. So going to this activity is basically the party aspect of it. And it is a party because people have been all over Instagram the last several days talking about this party that they went to, POSHFEST, the people that they're meeting, the food that they're having. It's basically they're enjoying themselves having a party. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's something you like doing, again, for me, if I ever did something like that, it would be an eBay thing. It wouldn't be a Poshmark thing. That's just my personal preference. And so it is just a big party. And since they do allow all of the information that is at POSHFEST online, I'm going to share the link below. It is literally all online. I actually have it pulled up, and we're going to do a screen share. And we're going to talk a little bit about what they talked about and discussed. And then after I go through and show you via the website what is coming soon, I'm going to come back on here on the video and share with you my opinion about some of the things that are going on and my concerns, my thoughts, my yays, or whatever. Okay, so we're going to switch screens. Okay, you guys, like I said, everything literally is online. As you can see here, it says Posh 2023, POSHFEST, and since it's all said and done, you can actually click, if I can speak right, click on these links, and I actually did watch these videos here. There's a video here from the Posh Union rep guy, and he talks about the buyer a little bit in here if you want to watch that and his thoughts on all that. And then they also talk about things that are coming down the line. So there are 2 videos you guys can watch in this link if you choose to do so. I'm not going to play them because they're about 20 minutes long, and I'm not going to take up your time on that. But obviously this link will be in the video down below, so you guys can just click on it. You won't have to look it up, even though you literally just look up POSHFEST 2023, and I said updates after that, and it pulls this right up. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit here so we can kind of get to the meat of things, okay? So, promoted closets. We all know that promoted closets rolled out here very recently. I wasn't going to do promoted closets. I actually need to go onto my thing and see if they've actually got me up and running. I watched a video of a gal who sells on Poshmark, and she decided to go ahead and do the promoted closets because it is free of charge to do just the 1 month free of charge preview of it and see how it does, right? She said anytime they offer something free like that, I do take advantage of it just to see what it can do for my closet, to see if there's a benefit, crunch my own numbers, and see if it works for my actual business model. When she said that, it kind of got me to thinking. I wasn't going to do this because I wasn't feeling that doing promoted closets and paying more to Poshmark than the already 20% plus the discounted shipping fee was something I'd be interested in. But I agreed with her. I thought, you know what, it doesn't hurt to just go ahead and take advantage of the month service of it, maybe hopefully get some more sales through it. So I did go ahead and apply for it. We shall see what comes of it. I will keep you guys posted and updated via the channel here as to how that goes. But it does talk about this, a promoted closet, closet beta testing in the U.S. to increase the visibility of your listings. This is discussed actually partially in one of the videos up above, like I told you guys about. They do talk about promoted closets. In fact, all of these features are talked about in those videos. Beta program is part of our ongoing efforts to empower sellers with the more tools to make sales and grow their businesses. Since launch, beta sellers promoted listings experience an average of 80% increase in total listing views. Not sales, guys, views. 80% in views. I want to clarify that. That is not sales, that's views. That means more shoppers are seeing and engaging with listings, and as a result, that's more shoppers close to sale with this. If you're interested, please join the wait list coming soon. Okay, now let's get down to the rest of what they talked about in the above video. They are coming out with gift cards. I don't know how people feel about gift cards. This was something they could have rolled out with a long time ago. Gift cards, every company has gift cards. Just like the gal that I watched a video on here, she mentioned that too. Literally every company does gift cards. It's nothing new. This is U.S. only. So if you are in Canada, this is not coming to Canada yet. I don't know if it's going to roll out to Canada. Good question. But this gives people the ability, if you know somebody who really loves Poshmark, or maybe they're a seller on Poshmark and they love buying their own clothes through Poshmark, this could be a blessing. Like if your husband or your kids want to give you a gift card for Christmas, or if you are a seller and you want to offer people an opportunity to come on and hopefully buy something from you, see your closet, and hey, maybe they'll buy some other things. That could be, maybe you'll sell more items. So I guess these could be a benefit. Other than that, I have never heard of or seen people talk about wanting gift cards. The funny thing is they were saying that this was the most popular request for updates on Poshmark, which did surprise me also. I don't know why this would be the most requested update on Poshmark, because there are so many other aspects of Poshmark that could use bumping and improving, in my opinion, than gift cards. But this is another added benefit and bonus to Poshmark. Like I said, if you want to give for Christmas or birthdays or something, if you're a reseller and you want your family to do that for you so that you can buy more stuff on other people's things if you like other things. I know I have periodically purchased on Poshmark. I'll be really honest with you. Most of my purchases when I buy things for myself are on eBay or Mercari. And my reason for that is because on Mercari, I can typically get it cheaper, even if I have to pay shipping, because the shipping's cheaper. And on eBay, the shipping is typically cheaper too. And sometimes eBay items, I can offer a lower price. I just don't want to pay the almost $8 in shipping for an item on a Poshmark. To be honest with you, I'm just being really real with you. Most of what I buy on eBay is less than $8 in shipping. Even like if I buy a skirt or a top, it's less than $8 in shipping. This is one of the reasons why I think they should have a shipping like what they do with eBay, where the smallest, even on Mercari, it's like this, the smallest item is not the same as the highest item. Now, I know Poshmark does that because when you have returns, they pay for return shipping, but I don't know. I still would rather have cheaper shipping for my people, because I do know from me and other people who have been in my closet, and I've heard other people say this, sometimes people don't buy things on Poshmark because the shipping is so high. So anywho, speaking of shipping, multi-label shipping. In the video, they do talk about how, how you have, like people have been concerned about doing lives on Poshmark because, especially for adult clothes, not so much kids clothes, you can have 20-piece item going out in a bundle on shipping and be well within your 5-pound range on kids clothes if you're doing a kids auction. But when you're looking at adult clothes, men's or women's, it can add up to that 5 pounds very quickly, depending on what you buy. Like if it's jeans and a nicer shirt or a sweater or something, that can add up to 5 pounds quite quickly and possibly even go over if you have people doing a show, when you're doing a live show on Poshmark. And some people I know have been concerned about doing shows on Poshmark because if they end up buying more than 5 pounds, you do have to either break up the order into 2 separate orders, which you have to do yourself, or add on an extra shipping charge. And they did say they're adding a multiple label shipping to it, so you can go over the 5 pounds. They said they're adding an extra 2 pounds. So the second shipping label is 2 pounds to get you up to 7 pounds. Which, yes, that can benefit for some people, but I'm just kind of wondering why they capped it at 2 pounds. I would think that, like, if you have a coat, jeans, especially with people shopping for the holidays during the lives, bumping that up to 10 pounds and adding, like, a couple of extra dollars for 10 pounds, I think, would be more beneficial. But some people are going to be really thrilled that this rolled out because, like I said, on the lives, but you still have to pay out of pocket as a seller for this extra shipping label. So it is up to 2 pounds, so it gives you 7 pounds extra on your shipping label. Okay, host summary. They're allowing people to see engagement and sales summary at the end of a show. They did not have this when I was doing lives. I no longer do lives on Poshmark and whatnot, and I do not plan on doing them again anytime soon because my business model has changed. I'm actually right now, I'm in the process of moving out all my kids' clothes. But when you do lives, this is something coming out where you'll actually have a host summary report. So if that applies to you and you do lives, I think that honestly, I think is definitely something that could be a benefit. I'm not sure what the breakdown is of that report, so we'll have to see when they come out what people say about the summary report, whether it's actually beneficial. But I do think this was a good benefit and added bonus for sure. Okay. Let's do the closet redesign first before we go into this. Closet redesign, they're updating the look. The funny thing is when he talks about this in the video, they mentioned that it's going to show a star and whether or not you're Posh Ambassador 1 or Posh Ambassador 2, which is already on your closet. So it makes no sense to me why they're saying that that is rolling out when that has been out for well over a year. Two, this could be a good thing. They're going to be saying that they're actually going to be showing your shipping time, how many sold you've made, and when you ship. I personally think that, yes, saying what your shipping time is on your main homepage of your closet is a good thing because people are definitely going to want to know, how quickly you ship. Because I have been hearing on Instagram and YouTube videos that a lot of people on eBay and Poshmark will wait 3 or 5 days before they ship their items out. I don't do that. If my item sells while I'm doing my shipping, I just go ahead and go pull the item really quick, ship it out right then and there with the rest of my shipping. And then if it sells later that day, it goes out the next day. I always do next day shipping. I have never gone more than 1 day unless, and I even do Saturday morning shipping. We do Monday through Saturday morning shipping. So I don't ship on Sundays. So I wait an extra day unless it's a holiday on a Monday. Okay, then it goes out on Tuesday. That is the only time when I don't ship next day. Any other orders go out for me next day. So to be able to have them say next day shipping, honestly, I think on our platforms, you know what? Let me pull this up really quick to see. I'm curious because I think it actually shows. Okay, no, it's me putting it in there on my description. See here where it says items packaged with care, ships next day. So I put that in there under my personal description. So that's why I thought I had seen it. But they're saying that somewhere in here, it's actually going to say, not only your Posh, you see, it already says the star and Posh Ambassador 2. This has been there for a good year at least. So I'm not sure why they're saying that's going to be new because it's already there. But they're saying somewhere in here, they're going to be saying ships when you ship. And they're also going to be saying how many items you have sold as a reseller, which I do think could be a benefit to your closet. Seeing how many items you sold, people will see that you are a good seller, that you're not just a Posh Ambassador 2, but that you have made a lot of sales and that you have good standing with Poshmark. I do think that's a good thing. I think that was it as far as they are saying that they're going to be redesigning the closets and how everything looks. I'm not sure what else they're planning on doing. I personally like the fact, like I said, they're adding how many sold you've done and your shipping, but to redesign how the closet looks, I don't think was necessary. I think there were other aspects that they could have done, but we'll talk about that more. Okay, let's look at this auto listing. They are doing an AI auto listing. She was saying in the video it's hopefully coming down the pike in the next few months. And I would recommend you go back and watch the video. Like I said, it is up here. All the details about these changes and features are in this video. Not this one, but this video here. Okay? They go in and talk about that a little bit. They're saying that they're in the process of putting together an AI that all you have to do is type in a couple, take pictures of a couple features, like I think with a size tag, the name of the item, and maybe one other thing, and it will automatically put your listing together for you in total, is what I understand they're saying. And a lot of people in the audience were like giving huge claps and a round of applause and everything. So we'll talk about that in a minute. I don't want to give all my opinion about it. So AI is coming, automatic listing. Take a picture of an item and automatically generate your listing details. Okay. Okay. I think that's it for the information on that. So let's go ahead and get back to the video and we'll talk about these features here. Okay, so I'm glad I was able to do a screen share with you guys on that information. Like I said, I will link that down below. So you have the ability, if you don't want to take time to pull it up, it's just right there in the link. Or you can just pull up POSHFEST 2023 updates. Don't just say 2023 because it'll pull up some other stuff. Actually put in updates. And it should put that in there for you. So you can either click on my link or just do that yourself. Let's talk about this a little bit. First of all, I want to kind of back up, and let's talk about the Posh Lives a little bit before we talk about what they're doing for the updates on the lives. Having done lives on Poshmark and whatnot myself, I have a year experience with this. I wasn't on there a full year, but I was on months at a time, off and on, over a year. So I have a lot of experience. I've sold quite a few pieces, had experience with customers. I've had experience with lives on Poshmark and whatnot. There's the goods and bads about both platforms. We're not going to talk about that today. What I do want to talk about relating to Poshmark lives is they're talking about combining the Posh, what do they call them? The Posh, oh my goodness, what do they call those? The Posh, let me scroll back up. Oh, the Posh parties. Not the lives, the Posh parties. You know how you get those notifications, the 4 notifications, like 3 or 4 times a day on your feed? We talked about that in the reseller chat a couple weeks ago. I actually asked people if anybody even pays attention to those. I know I never do. I never pay attention to those. I never jump into them. I never put listings in them. And I asked you guys to give me feedback if you guys do pay attention to the Posh parties, not the lives, but the Posh parties. And actually go into the parties and actually put some of your listings that are related to the category of the parties. Do you guys pay attention to those, and do you guys do those? They put the notifications out the day prior, and there's 4 notifications that go out like 3 times a day, I think. There's quite a few of them that go out each day. Do you guys pay attention to those? And if you do, have you noticed any sales that have come from them? They're talking about connecting those Posh parties and doing Posh party lives. So there's, when you're doing your lives, my understanding is, you should just go into this in the video, actually putting and plugging in your items that you have in your Posh live, connecting that into the Posh party that is appropriate for the item, for the party that you're doing. Say it's jeans, and there's a Posh party on jeans. You're actually able to take the jeans that you have in your live and connect them to that Posh party for the jean party. I personally, it's all nice, but my opinion is I don't know that anybody really pays much attention to those parties. And when I've done lives, there are 2 people who do lives as far as customers. I'm going to be really honest with you about this after doing lives myself. There are 2 people who go into lives. Well, actually, let me say 3 people who go into lives. One is a person who likes interaction with other people and don't get out much, and they love being on lives just for the interaction and community and talking to people. And I know this because I've seen many, many, many lives where people are in there saying how they just jump into the lives just for interaction during the day because they don't see people much during the day. And that is their connection with the outside world. Okay? That's one person. The second type of person is the person who is looking for a really good deal for their family on whatever item it is in the party that they're doing, in the life that they are in. They're looking for a really good deal because the economy is really crummy right now. People are struggling financially, whether it's kids' clothes, their clothes, men's clothes, whatever. They're looking for the best, lowest offer they can possibly get right now to be able to buy their clothes instead of paying even listing prices, let alone retail prices. The third type of person that goes into those lives are other resellers looking for a good deal to be able to buy on a live and flip and sell on a platform. Typically not in another live because you can't get them cheap enough to do another live. But most of them can go onto these lives and get an item inexpensively enough, including the shipping, if you do it the right way. I've told you how I've kind of manipulated those lives being able to do that. And resell your items on platforms. I have done this myself multiple times. I've gone onto Whatnot Lives. I haven't done this on Poshmark Lives because the shipping is just way too high. But I have done this on Whatnot Lives. I will go in. I know certain people who do certain starts. They have certain items, and I've been able to go on to certain lives and either have divide up the shipping between multiple items. I go into their loaded closets on their lives, figure out which items I want to pick, decide if they're going to be worth it for me, and if there's anything in there I can get for me or my husband. And typically, if I can get something for me or my husband, that just pays for the shipping right there. Because most of the time, You have the one or two items that you'll buy that pays for the shipping, and then you can just kind of end up getting free shipping after so many items, up to 5 pounds and whatnot. I'm able to source some other things if I can keep the cog low enough, because sometimes other people do bid on those items. Sometimes it's worked really well for me, and sometimes I've paid more than I should have. So I am very, very careful with this. Not in the item, but in the shipping. But so there are other resellers who go onto these lives to source for their platforms. They get the items and they turn around and they list those items on their platforms and make 2 and 3 times, what they paid for on the auction on the platform. So those are the 3 types of people who go onto lives. Now, one of the things I'm going to say about these lives, guys, and my reason for going through that explanation is I don't feel like doing the parties and the lives is necessary. I think just doing the lives is fine. But again, a lot of lives, you will find that you'll have a number of people in your lives, but typically only a certain percentage of the people that are in your lives actually purchase. And that's because some people are in there because that's just what they do. They hang out because that's their communication with the outside world, like I was saying. And there are other people who are going to be hanging out there because they've got a lot of free time. But then you're also going to have a lot of rotating people, and this is going to be the majority of your live. A lot of rotating people. You'll have a few people who come in for maybe 5 or 10 minutes and then they jump right back out. But most of the people come in, see what you have in your closet, look to see if they see anything they like, and they jump right back out and jump on to the next live. And they're doing that now instead of staying in lives long term, because there are so many people doing lives now on Poshmark and whatnot. They want to go to as many of those different lives as they can to find different things. So people are not just hanging out on one live, what used to happen when lives first came out. When you first started out on Whatnot over a year ago, people used to literally just hang out on one live because there wasn't a lot of them going on. Now you see a lot of rotating of numbers, and people don't stay in. They go in and they come back out. I know I found that with mine, and a lot of other resellers are saying the same thing. They do have a handful of customers that are faithful to them because they've been on there for a year. They do stay on there and hang out. They mod for them on Whatnot. But majority of the people that come into your lives go in and circulate and come back out. So for me, I think that doing lives is a great thing. If it works for your business model, like when I was doing my kids' clothes, it was great. The lives were working great for me. It was just a good opportunity for me. Now that I'm no longer doing those, the lives don't work for my business model. Some people, it does work for the business model. If you're doing pallet pulls, it works great for your business model. People can do very well with pallet pulls on Whatnot and Poshmark if you have a good following and people stay in your live long enough. The other issue, though, with pallet pulls is not everybody has literally hours to sit and wait to see if you pull something from that pallet that works for them. You could literally be sitting on a live for 2, 3, 4 hours waiting for somebody to pull something that might possibly work for you, and then you buy it. Not everybody has that time. Seriously, they just don't. I know this because I've seen a lot of people talking in the lives about how I want to stay on longer, but I have to go do this, or I have to go do that, and I have to go back to work, I have to go pick up my kids. So lives are great for those people who have the ability to just sit for hours, or if the closet is full and they can just jump in, see what's listed, and they just jump right back out. Honestly, that's the way lives are going right now. It just is what it is. So my opinion is connecting those to the posh parties, I don't really see the benefit of it. I really don't. I could be completely wrong. If you know how connecting the posh lives to the posh party is a benefit, I don't know that people pay attention to the posh parties. I'd really love to know you guys' thoughts on this. Do you go into the posh parties to check out the featured items in those parties? And do you think connecting the posh lives and putting your items that are in your posh live in that featured party, would you do that? I've never even heard people talk much, even on posh, on Poshmark videos. I have never really even heard people mention posh parties. I've heard them talking about lives, but I've never heard posh parties mentioned hardly ever at all, unless it's on the Poshmark, when they have the scroll on the top of the feed and they're talking about posh parties. Go check out these posh parties because they're doing this and this and this. That's the only time I ever hear posh parties advertised anywhere. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Shipping. I'm okay with the fact that they added the extra 2 pounds to the shipping. I think that's great, especially for Posh Lives. If you needed an extra pound or two for some of your customers who went over like a little bit, like maybe a pound or something on those heavier items. I think that's great. I think that was necessary. Keep in mind again though, you as a seller are paying for the extra shipping label, not the customer. However, there's two things that I've been hearing about the shipping. One, people would love to see the shipping connected from Canada to selling down here. I've thought about adding a Posh Closet and going from Poshmark up to Canada, but Canada charges more for their items, and the difference in the exchange, I would actually lose money down here, selling down here, and shipping up to Canada. Canada, on the other hand, if they sell something in Canada, down here in Poshmark America, they actually make more money because of the exchange, and some of their items that don't sell up there sell down here better. So they're actually doing really well doing that. I actually follow a gal who's been selling on both sides, and she's doing really well with her Posh Canada coming down here and selling down here and shipping down here. But there's also a disconnect of the shipping. She actually has to set up her own shipping to be able to do the cross over the border. I guess some people are looking for that. What I would like to see is them either give the option for people to do the shipping that it is now with the, $7.97, or be able to be willing to do the tiered shipping. I would love to see tiered shipping on Poshmark. I think it would be such an advantage for those people who buy these smaller weighted items on Poshmark to not have to pay that high dollar amount in shipping. I still think that would be a huge advantage for sales. And I think it would be a blessing if we could choose whether or not we wanted to do the discounted shipping on offers or not. I would love to see them make that change on shipping. I really would. I think there would be a few people who would love to see the ability to opt out of offering the discounted shipping. There is one way you don't have to offer the discounted shipping, is if somebody puts an item in a bundle and you send an offer that way, you do not have to do a shipping discount. It's optional. But if you're sending an offer to Liker, you are required as a seller to send a shipping discount. I think that should be optional. Okay, and I think we've talked about that in the reseller chat too. All right, we already talked about the gift cards. Do you guys think the gift cards are a good idea or a bad idea? How do you think people will use them? Do you think they'll use them? Do you think they'll buy them? My question on that. The closet redesign. Again, I do think the idea of sharing how many sold you have and what your shipping time is a definite bonus to the main page of your closet. But I'm not sure why they said they were adding the stars, because the star ambassador thing, the gold thing, that's been there for over a year. So I'm not sure why they're saying that's new. Maybe that was just a blunder in his conversation. I don't know. Oh, let's talk about this too. The closet redesign. This was another reason why I actually used to have, you know how you do the bundle thing? Like if you buy 2 or more items, you could do the, say, 10% off on bundles. I turned that off on my closet, and there was a reason why. I found out many, many months ago that when you send special offers through the Poshmark, offers thing that you can do through the app, when you do that, if you have bundle offers in your closet, it does the bundle offers plus the offer you sent out. I've had quite a few people on Poshmark YouTube that does videos that said they got just reamed on offers because they had say it was 10% off 2 or more items, and they sent out an offer for like maybe a weekend offer. It was maybe a special holiday offer through the app, and added that offer to the customer plus the bundle 10% off. So it doubled their offer. You see what I'm saying? It was, if say you sent a 30% off on a weekend, send it out to a bunch of your likers and said, hey, and take a 30% off this weekend on these items. If you have a 10% off 2 or more naturally on your closet on those bundle offers, it adds an extra 10%. So you now sent 40% off on that bundle instead of just 30%. I turned that off many, many months ago. I don't do that anymore. I do still send out offers to people, or I'll just discount my items in my closet. But I don't use the bundle offers on the home screen of the closet because I don't want that to be added when I'm doing offers. You can always just turn it off, I suppose, but I just don't have mine on anymore. And I don't know that it's really made that much of a difference. So I did turn that off months and months ago. Okay, there is one thing that I would really wish Poshmark would deal with. When you start off on eBay as a brand new seller, you definitely get those bogus buyers. They're fraudulent buyers. They're spammers. Where they want to buy something and they'll say, please contact me outside of this because my website isn't working well with my internet or something like that. You will get a few of those when you start out on eBay. You have to be prepared for that. I got a handful of those. Once you start establishing sales, that completely disappears. I haven't had one for over 2 years. I've been on eBay now for 2.5 years. I haven't had one for a very, very long time now. It's not even an issue. However, I've been on Poshmark since the very beginning. It'll be 3 years. It's been 2.5 years that I've been on Poshmark now, guys. And I still get these bogus buyers. I've been getting them quite a bit lately where they'll like an item of mine and they'll say, please send me extra pictures because my internet is terrible on this app and I can't do this. And I go in, I report the buyer to Poshmark as a spammer and I block the person. I really wish Poshmark would get a better hold on these spammers because I'm getting really tired of dealing with them. Granted, it only takes a second, but it's just annoying. I wish they'd deal with that. Okay. So there was a couple other things. Oh, yeah, let's talk about the AI. Let's talk about the promoted closet before we do the AI thing. Promoted closet. I am going to go through and see if they've got mine set up because I did apply for it. I'm going to go ahead and do the first month free and see if it makes a difference. I understand that depending on the item, depending on the item and how many items you sell, not depending on the item, how many items you sell, but I need clarification because I need to be able to do this. But I watched a video of a gal who did promoted closets. And she said they only charge you after you do your first month free. They only charge you based on, I guess, what sells as far as the fees that they charge you. It's not automatically a flat amount each month and then you lose out on a certain amount if you don't sell so many things. My understanding is they only charge you based on how many items you sold in that criteria. So like she, instead of her, she set like a $40 price bracket for her closet for that month. She only got charged like $11 because she only had $11 worth of promoted closet sales. Does that make sense? I hope I'm saying that right. So if that's the case, that might be beneficial because you're only being charged based on what sales you actually do make, if that's what you want to do. And the item that you're selling, you have enough buffer between your COG and what it's sold for to accommodate for doing the promoted listing fee. Similar to eBay, right? So again, I haven't actually done it myself. I'm just going off of what the video was that I watched. So if you've done promoted closet, let me know in the comments below if you felt it was worth it. And did you get more sales from it? I'd really love to know. All right, last topic, guys. AI, the AI thing. This is kind of my thoughts. I like the idea of having an automatic listing generated. I do think that that's pretty cool. But sometimes technology isn't always the best. And knowing how many issues Poshmark had last year when they integrated the lives, they did some craziness to change the platform. It so messed up the algorithm on Poshmark. I don't blame lives for that. I blame whatever they did to Poshmark. It seriously affected sales. And then the algorithm was just going bonkers and people were having a hard time figuring out, should they add their keywords into the title, into the description? What do we do to actually get eyes on our listings because our sales had dumped? Because they were making changes to the closets. And my concern is that they incorporate AI on top of these other updates that they're going to do in the next 6 months. I am concerned about the algorithm going bonkers again and really affecting sales. I am. The idea of an AI and just be able to take a couple pictures of the main things, features of your item and automatically listing in, yeah. If they can do that without totally messing up our closets and the algorithm and our sales, I think it would definitely be an interesting feature to see if it benefits our sales, most definitely. I just don't want their changes to totally mess things up and completely throw our sales out the window. You see what I'm saying with the algorithm? That is my concern. So, I think we kind of covered everything. You guys will have to tell me what you think of POSHFEST. Would you go next year if you could? Or would you just wait for the online information like what I just saw? I do enjoy interaction with resellers, but POSHFEST is not one that I would go out of my way to go to. There, like I said, there are other eBay sellers that do like a once a year, hey, let's hang out, let's get to know each other, let's have brunch for a day or two, let's talk about how we can improve our eBay. I would go for that before I'd go for the Poshmark one, just because right now I just don't feel like Poshmark isn't my go-to platform anymore, guys. And it breaks my heart to say that, in a sense, because I started out with Poshmark. Poshmark, when I first started 2 years ago, flowed so smoothly. And it just, listing was smooth. Selling was smooth. They've made so many changes to what they're doing, to how they're doing it, and then the buyout. And when they added the lives and the new changes last year, the algorithm just went crazy. I don't think lives affected my sales. That's not what I'm saying. I still, even though I'm no longer doing lives, I still think lives are a good thing for a lot of people's business models. And so if that works for you, like I said, it was working for me great with the kids' clothes. I still support lives. I don't go into Posh Lives again because the fee's so high. As far as shipping. Now what was I saying? Oh yeah, just the parties. I would love to connect with people, even here locally in South Dakota. If some people wanted to connect locally here in South Dakota and get together for like a day or two and do a hangout and have dinner and just talk about reselling, I think that would be fantastic. I don't really have I have the ability to travel right now, but right now in my husband's life and our season, traveling just really isn't something that we're looking at doing right now. We are going to be traveling next summer, but right now, while he's finishing up school and I'm working hard on my business, I'm focused on getting my eBay up and going because eBay is my main platform right now. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. eBay does have its glitches. Yes, it has its frustrations, but nothing like what I deal with Poshmark. And shipping is not a problem for me on eBay. It is super easy. My listings, my markdowns, my sales, eBay is just an easy platform to list on. You don't have to worry about the algorithm being a problem. Granted, when they do updates, sometimes it kind of goes wonky for a couple days, but it's not like a long-term, months at a time, and it dumps my sales. So I just really, really like eBay. I like the way their shipping is. I like the way their listing is. I like the people who sell on there. I make good sales. My feedback on eBay is great. I have good customers. People like my product. They like my shipping. It's just been a really, really good platform for me. So if I did anything like that, it would be through eBay. I would like to see Poshmark really look at updates that actually really benefit selling. More on the selling side. And not just with lives. I would like them to, the shipping. I think honestly a lot of sales are declined because of shipping. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people don't want to pay $8, almost $8 for a little piece of clothing. Again, there are things that I don't buy because of the shipping. So I do know that definitely affects sales. I'd like to see them change that. I'd like to see them, when they make updates, I'd like to see them make updates that are not just a benefit to lives, but are also a benefit to regular listings. I would also love for them to segregate Posh Lives notifications from Posh likes and sales. Because now it's all mixed in. And for those who don't want to see the Posh Live all of the, hey, I'm going live, hey, I'm going live, hey, I'm going live. I would like, even though I used to do lives, I would like for them to have a separate connection for that and then just do a connection for sales and offers. I would really like them to separate those out. I think that would be benefit to sellers. I really do. I've actually almost missed offers from sellers, from buyers, sorry, because my feed gets so bogged down with all those other things. I now specifically go into offers in the morning and then check it throughout the day because there's so much scrolling on the feed now between lives, likes and offers to likers from my natural offers to likers that get sent out via Flip. That my in the lives that my offers from my buyers gets mixed up in that feed, and I've actually almost missed offers and sales because it got mixed up and all that. So now I specifically go in a couple, 2 or 3 times a day into my offers on Poshmark, and I also double check my sold section to make sure I didn't miss a sale and not delist something. So I really think they need to separate that out to make it easier for sellers to see the lives, those who want to do the lives, and those who want to just see their solds, their offers, people liking things, and all that. I think it should go back to what it used to be. Okay. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts on this. You guys, let me know in the comments below. I'm hoping this video wasn't too long. I tried not to make it too long. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to know your feedback. Feel free to click on this link, check things out, watch the video. Tell me your thoughts on any of these things that we talked about today. If you have thoughts about something else they talked about that maybe I missed, totally entirely possible. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And again, if this video was a blessing to you, please give it a thumbs up. It's completely free to subscribe to my channel. I'm so excited to really get more subscribers going. I have so many people watching my videos, and the subscriber base is quite a bit lower. So it's completely free of charge. Do subscribe. And I'm going to try and put one more video out this week. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.